Dune is about the relationship of human with nature, and it is important for me to bring that nature to the screen.
First thing you must learn, to be one with the desert.
The audience will believe about this world if they feel that the elements, that the light feels real. And to do so, we shot in many different locations.
Take one.
We spent just a few days in Italy at the very beginning of the shoot, and we went for a very specific location called the Brion Sanctuary. It was designed by Carlos Scarpa. It's an architectural marvel. It was the inspiration for most of the Caladan architecture in the first film. First day of shoot. The only thing we changed was bringing in some furniture to create Princess Irulan's office.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets.
Cut.
As I walked onto set, I said, "Hey, this looks like Dune." And Denis was like, "Yes, that was the inspiration." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That was the most extraordinary location that I think I've ever shot at. Walking in there, every angle was designed with an intention to film Dune. Blew my mind.
It was this incredible building that was built in the past, but clearly has a futuristic eye. The fact that it was real, it wasn't a set, and every single detail underneath every single feature was unbelievable.
We call this Fremenville because it looks like a little city, a carved city.
In Jordan, we went back to Wadi Rum where we'd shot the first time,
This is the original.
Spectacular.
It's a dream.
but we expanded our territory and found new locations to tell the story.
The height of the thing totally fits. They fall from this and it's really brutal.
I love being in Jordan. I love being here. I love being here again.
It's really special to come back to the place where I met everyone and I had my first experience with Dune. That's unbelievably gorgeous. I mean, I can't believe this is the view that we get to look at.
One of the most beautiful things about doing Dune Part 2 was that we were able to sort of walk in the same sand that we walked in Part 1. That was thanks to the Jordanians who, again, welcomed us into that incredible location, Wadi Rum.
I love the color of the rock so much. It's exactly like I was dreaming when I wrote it.
Locations, and Patrice and Denis and Fraser had to kind of figure out a way to push things even more to more exotic locations, which creates certain challenges for the cast and crew.
Finding these locations and getting access to these locations was really complicated.
You don't have electricity and water and stuff like that, so we have to provide all of that stuff and figure out how do we move around 1,000 people in the desert every day to 2 or 3 locations at once. It's quite a big unit. We've had this whole area roped off and security on it for several weeks to just allow the wind to kind of like smooth it off and get rid of all the tire tracks, because obviously on Arrakis there wouldn't be people driving around.
The crews had to work their asses off bringing this stuff to life, and it's been beautiful to watch it happen.
How many men with you?
200.
200?
One day, we are out to set and we realize that there's a solar eclipse, 35%, but it did create this unique moment. So in the film, where you see an eclipse, it's a real one.
We spent much more time in the desert for Part 2, much more.
On Part 1, we spent 5 days in Abu Dhabi. This time, we spent an entire month.
It's very different than Jordan. You see the iron content here, which is why it's so red, which I find extremely beautiful.
The size of these sand dunes were enormous, and being able to shoot there all throughout the day, sunrise, sunset, in the middle of the day, was extraordinary.
We got a 6:30 sunrise and a 5:40 sunset.
Fraser, he can go at any location, look at the time of day where the sun is, and figure out where he should put the camera. The accuracy of it's mind-boggling.
These scenes take place in harsh sunlight. We are going to go off with a micro unit.
We had some extraordinarily long days, and it was extraordinarily hot. But we all knew what we were in for. And a few of us, we got to see both ends of the day, which was a bit of a gift.
Seeing these colors of dunes, of sands, change through the whole day, from yellow to red because of the light, the way it moves by the sun wind. It's one of those things that you won't see unless you really come here. And that's one of the things that you are grateful for, to have the chance to experience that.
Look, right there, Spice.
Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low.
We are in Namibia to shoot the final dream of Dune Part 2.
We drove to the desert, climb up a dune, and then when you get to the crest,
wow,
you see the most unlikely scene, the ocean.
My dream was really to have that kind of mean water, dark water like that. Yeah. It's like to have something that has a character like that. It's so powerful.
It was truly a special moment to have such a minimal crew and minimal equipment to capture just a few shots for this one scene.
Paul, my dearest brother.
It's great to be in those places so different from each other. All of them have in common the amazing people that are there working very hard. And it's amazing to receive that commitment.
I'm very proud of the crew because what we accomplished there was like not easy. Working on that heat and shots that would have been absolutely impossible to do somewhere else.